Hello, my friend. Welcome to my timeline. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I do hope you're really well today. For anyone that was here yesterday, I am feeling a lot better. And I wanted to thank you for sending positive thoughts and comments yesterday. Your care means so much to me. Much of what I was feeling dissipated quite quickly, and I woke up feeling completely different than I was yesterday. And I had a really nice day. I've been back working out, so I started my day with a workout. I got to see my dear friend and studio owner who invited me to a class this evening. I then got an invitation to go to lunch with another friend who I haven't seen for quite some time, but I felt like it was a lot the for one day, so I ended up asking to connect with her this Saturday. My mom came over for a few hours and I haven't seen her in about a month. And then I went to this class. It was a twerking class. It was like a booty dance class, not in my wheelhouse, but my dear friend was a dancer for most of her life. And so um she was amazing. It was fun seeing her in her element, and it was really nice to try something new and different and to not worry about being a novice at something. I've been really trying to play with playing. I tend to take things very seriously, including my healing and my journaling and my painting and my movement practice. It's really easy for me to get caught up in the act of doing these things, even if they're good for me and kind to me. I just take it so seriously, and it takes the fun out of it. It takes the play and the joy out of doing it. And so today, doing this class, shaking my booty in a room full of people, it was really fun just to let it all go. One of my favorite practices actually is the shaking, the releasing of the energy. I actually started my day off with that this morning. I woke up and the first thing I did was a movement breathwork exercise where you basically count 4 counts in, 4 counts out, in and out through the nose, and you like jump and shake and just let your body just release everything. Your head, your neck, your feet, your arms, you just literally flail around with this breathing pattern. And then you stand still and you notice how you feel. And it feels like there's this great release of energy, and your body feels loose, and your mind feels a little bit more steady. And I borrowed this practice from, there's an app called Othership. They actually have studios in Toronto, here in Canada, but I know them from their app. And there was this one, like 3 to 4 minute wake up breathwork video. And I always have the instructor in my mind because I did this video, or excuse me, it's just an audio track. And I did this audio track so many times. And so I have the guide in my head when I just recreate this movement myself. And he says things like, just like an animal in the wild, just like shake it off. And he ends it with, you're going to have a really good day. You're going to have a really good day. And every time I do this, I think that to myself. And I'm reminded of the power of thought. and the power of us having the ability to create our world and our environment. We create it with our thoughts, words, actions, and intentions. There's no other way it can be. One of the things I've been doing, along with recording these videos and listening back to the recordings, has been rereading my journals. I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7, 8, 9. I literally have 10 technically. I literally have 10 journals in this room with me right now. 10. And I've been reading them. And I think I said the other day that journaling gives us this opportunity to write down our world and what is true in that moment for us. And it holds a lot of answers to the questions that we have. For a really long time, I would just write, and I would never look back. And I would realize that I was just constantly asking questions, but I was never actually reading what I wrote. And it didn't click why that was. And I was listening to a video by Lee Harris the other day, and he said, journaling versus channeling, what's the difference? And he said, nothing. And I was like, that's a fascinating perspective. So when you're journaling, you can say to yourself, what does my higher self want to say today? Or what do my guides have to tell me? And then you wait and you write. And there's the question of, well, how do you know if you're channeling? How do you know that it's not just you and you're just making it up? And he said, you don't. You don't. But try it. Try it for a week and see what comes through. And notice if it's your voice or a different voice. Is it a different tone? Is there different language? I've been practicing writing my thoughts down and then asking essentially for a channel and just allowing something to flow out of me. But something happened this morning and I was called to write a note in my phone notes app. And then I remembered that I think it was about 2 to 3 weeks back in August, I started doing my journal entries on the computer because it was almost like this preface to me doing these journaling sessions essentially. And I wanted to be able to go and search for things, search for dates instead of like flipping through the pages. I wanted it to be a little bit more accessible. And so this morning, I just opened up a note from back in August and it was the full moon in Aquarius. And wow, like, I can't even, like, they were not my words. They were not my words. Like, it is a full on channeled message. And it didn't click to me even just a few months ago that that's really what I was doing. I thought it was just me writing, but it feels like feels like there is something that's coming through with my words. And chalk it up to the power of thought. I don't claim to have all of the answers. I don't claim to understand this link to spirit or the divine, but I'm learning. And I have this beautiful book in front of me, and it's been flashing in my mind for like weeks, and I just haven't picked it up off my bookshelf. And today, finally, I was like, okay, you need to, it's time. And this book is from 1904, and it's a yogi principles book, and it dives into some deep esoteric stuff. And it feels like hidden and secret knowledge. And I feel so privileged to be able to read it and to experience it and hopefully to digest it so that I can then bring it forth and help teach others what I learn. And we'll see what happens with that, because I think I've said before that I'm always in my own mind worrying that, I'm not for everyone. And that's okay, of course. But I'm trying to trust that the right people are finding me and that we are able to learn and grow together. And I do hope that my experiences and my stories are ones that strike a chord in your life. And I hope that there's something that you glean from listening to these videos. So, as always, thank you so much for being here. Please take good care of yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow.